Coming up, kayakers rescued. One person is fighting for their life at the hospital in Maryland after receiving CPR in Virginia. What crews think happened on the shores of the Potomac River? Golf course takeover? The potential legal fight with the White House. Should they close a public golf course in D.C. despite an ongoing lease? How golfers feel about the drama. New details ahead of the next court date for the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting suspect. Prosecutors now say whether he's the one who shot a Secret Service agent.
And the Sunday has been spectacular out there. Lots of sunshine will continue into your Monday. Start a new work week. I'll have the answer coming up.
Plus, paying less. How homeowners, renters, and potential buyers can all cash in on the new housing plan to drive down costs. We're stretching your dollar. Good Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. We begin tonight with breaking news. 3 kayakers were rescued from the Potomac River this afternoon. One man is fighting for his life. Officials say the men were separated from their kayaks after being caught up in hydraulics in the river around 2 o'clock near Great Falls, Virginia and Potomac, Maryland. Montgomery County Fire says the 3 were found on shore in Fairfax County, and crews gave one of the kayakers CPR before being sent over to Montgomery County with rescue boat crews. Well, ultimately, they landed at the Old Anglers Inn boat ramp along the C&O Canal towpath in Potomac. I'll keep you updated as that story develops. New video released from last weekend's shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, but also new details after the D.C. U.S. Attorney appeared on national news today. She says that evidence in this case shows that a pellet from the buckshot from the gun that the suspect reportedly had was found in the vest of the Secret Service agent who was shot, confirming that it was indeed him who allegedly shot the Secret Service agent and not another officer trying to target them. We'll have much more coming up at 6:30 and the next court appearance for the suspect. New tonight, at least 3 people were hurt after a car hit 7 other vehicles before it flipped over in a Montgomery County shopping center. Look at this. Police say this happened around 1:15 this afternoon at the Cabin John Village Shopping Center in Potomac. They said the driver lost control and was trapped inside of the vehicle on its side in front of the Shake Shack. Some people who were inside of the vehicles that were hit were able to get out, but 3 people had to be taken to the hospital. They are expected to be okay. An update tonight, the man killed in an early Saturday morning shooting in Southeast D.C. has been identified. Police say 35-year-old John Allen Williams III was shot several times at Langston Place in the Woodland community, which is near Suitland Parkway. This happened right after 12:45 a.m. Still no word on any suspect description. Well, tonight, uncertainty hangs over D.C.'s public East Potomac Park golf course and whether the Trump administration may take it over, despite an ongoing lease from its operator. One legal group is now asking a judge to block the move, and it could happen as early as tomorrow. DC News Now's Dave Laval joins us live from the golf course. Dave, you talked with golfers. What's their reaction to all of this?
Well, right now we can tell you can't ask for any nicer weather to be out on the course than what we have right now. Lots of smiles from those who are playing, but all of that is overshadowed by the possibility this could be the final day of golf out here for the foreseeable future. Rumors about the future of the golf course first surfaced Friday. News of the United States reported the Trump administration plans to take over the course and close it for major renovations. You may recall the administration canceled the contract with National Links Trust to operate all of the district's golf courses due to claims it failed to live up to the terms of the deal. That's something the trust has repeatedly denied. Management declined to comment on camera about the situation, but golfers did, and they're not happy.
It's just going to take away golf from a lot of people. It's going to take away people that are coming into the game of golf. And this is just a gem in DC, and it's just too bad that an historic course like this is being taken over without any insight from the people that play here.
Employees told us they received no word from the U.S. Interior Department or the National Park Service, which owned the property, regarding the course's future. Golfers have been advised to call here Monday before they come out to play. By the way, the East Potomac Golf Course first opened way back in 1920. We're live in Southwest. Dave Lavelle, DC News Now.
A lot of unknowns, Dave. Thank you very much. Time at 6:05 over to meteorologist Scott Sumner. Scott, gorgeous day for all intents and purposes. A little chilly when we woke up this morning.
Yeah, it'll be chilly again tonight as you see a clear sky out there, but not freezing cold like it was last night, as you can see here. Even the animals are enjoying the weather there, cat and dog. So the emoji forecast of going into a new work week: Monday 75 and Tuesday 84. All's looking pretty bright there with those shades anyway. Today's high 64, 10 degrees cooler than the average of 74. The morning low here in DC was 44, so it's pretty close to that what I mentioned yesterday. The normal low is 54, so 10 degrees off the high and the low. Record 91 set back in 1965, record low 36 back in 1909. Right now we're sitting at 63 degrees and tons of sun out there as we look at the Lincoln Memorial in the background. And as far as not Lincoln Memorial, that was Lincoln Center. As far as temperatures are concerned, let's take a look here. Overnight lows were dropping down into the upper 40s, but quickly turning the corner here with, again, another bright sunny day tomorrow, getting up to 63 degrees. And again, cool, but not freezing tonight. A magnificent Monday, spot shower Tuesday, and a rainy Wednesday. We'll break it all down, as I always do, with your 7-day forecast.
All right, Scott, thank you. New updates tonight in the Au Pair Affair murder case. The man convicted in the 2023 double murder in Virginia now wants a judge to set aside his murder conviction, and all ahead of a sentencing this Friday. It's where he faces a mandatory life in prison sentence. The attorneys for Brendan Banfield argued there was false testimony given by witnesses, and Brendan's silence was used as evidence against him, despite him having the right to remain silent. The jury found him guilty of killing his wife and another man in their Northern Virginia home in a twisted plot with the family's live-in nanny, whom he was having an affair with. She ended up testifying against him. Prosecutors argue Brendan's legal team had the chance to push back on alleged false testimony during the trial, but didn't. In the district, some council members are inviting teenagers to discuss those special curfew zones as some calls grow to extend them to prevent large groups of kids from loitering or causing trouble. Our Marielle Carbone reports on what the young people are telling city officials.
It's preventing me from just, I don't know, being a kid.
That's one of the issues for 16-year-old Rain to Rain, who says the city's teen curfew zones aren't productive.
It's disrupting something that's not really happening. Like, I mean, yeah, there is violence and such, but I feel there's kind of saying that youth are creating all of the violence, which that's not true at all.
The curfew and the solution is unacceptable.
Thursday, teens testifying at this youth roundtable explaining how the zones are impacting them.
When you treat teens like they're the problem instead of trying to understand them, of course they're going to resist.
And what alternatives they'd like to see.
Rec centers that are like 24 hours or like 24-hour youth shelters, you know, because a lot of kids, they aren't outside because they want to be. They're outside because they don't have a choice.
We need year-round employment. We need longer rec hours.
Honesty Hill is with the Trigger Project.
These kids are going into these places like Gallery, Navy Yard because that's what's safe for them, and they don't feel. Maybe they feel like the neighborhoods that they're living in isn't safe, so that's where they want to go.
They will be able to tell us what they need.
The roundtable comes as D.C. Council prepares to vote yet again on emergency legislation allowing for the zones.
I think what has happened over the past year is a lot of finger pointing and back and forth. It feels as though there's this knee-jerk reaction to simply say we either have a curfew or we don't.
And one of the alternatives that Parker is looking at is holding social media companies where these teen takeovers are promoted civilly liable. Reporting from the Wilson Building, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Thanks to Marielle. Well, the upcoming budget for DC Police is expected to increase by nearly 15% for a total of $90 million. It's according to the mayor's 2027 budget proposal. The budget earmarks an increase of $7 million roughly for technology like camera and vehicle maintenance, as well as for license plate readers. But the biggest change is toward payroll. Over the last year, DC negotiated a new contract with the police union, bumping salaries up by 13%. Another big increase, that's overtime. The budget includes a nearly $57 million increase in OT, which MPD says aligns with current staffing levels. The interim chief says D.C. is at a 50-year staffing low.
What this budget allows us to do is to deploy officers across the city, not only for special events. I know there's a lot of talk about America 250 and that kind of stuff, but I mean, our number one priority is to keep crime down across the city and be across the communities and make sure we have the resources that we need across the city for that. And may it be addressing, concerns with young people inside certain areas or violent crime that's starting to tick up over in the 6th and 7th district.
D.C. Council will continue to review the proposed budget. And happening tomorrow, just before noon, D.C. police are honoring fallen officers in the 47th annual Washington Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Service. D Street from 3rd to 4th will be closed for the event, as well as on Indiana Avenue from 4th to 5th Street and 4th Street from East Street and Indiana Avenue. Well, relief is on the way for some Virginia families who've been burdened by rising costs of child care. Governor Abigail Spanberger signed new laws that aim to make child care more affordable and accessible. One of those bills is the Employee Child Care Assistance Program. And starting this summer, it will incentivize businesses to cover some of the cost of their employees' child care by matching the business's contributions with state funds. This comes after a recent survey from the Virginia Early Childhood Foundation found that more than 8 in 10 Virginia employers say the child care challenges have made it difficult to hire and keep staff.
Will stabilize the child care industry and provide reduced stress for both the employer and the employee, knowing that they have a spot for their children. They can concentrate more on their work and contributing to our economy.
Lawmakers are still working on the state budget and discussing how that program will be funded. Staying in Virginia, Fairfax County police and firefighters faced off in the 5th annual Battle of the Badges hockey game. This is pretty cool. The game was held as a fundraiser for firefighters who've lost their lives in the line of duty. Organizers say this year they honored firefighters from Virginia who died from cancer. Attendees say they were amazed at the substantial amount of support for the event.
Frankly, I'm overwhelmed with the number that have turned out supporting us, and that just shows how important that public safety officials are to their communities.
All donations went to Firefighter Cancer Support Network and the Officer Down Memorial page. Coming up, President Trump says more attacks are possible in Iran. Just ahead, a look at Iran's proposal to end the war and if that shipping blockade will end anytime soon. And a new plan to help with the housing shortage in Virginia. How building with a small footprint could create big changes. Time now 6:12. We take a live look at the Potomac River. Scott Sumner has your full forecast moments from now.